The Aurora, Texas case. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that.
I've heard something about this, but
yeah, it was the late 1890s. Aurora, small town of Aurora, Texas. Multiple witnesses in town saw something flying through the air, appeared to be in trouble, smoking fire, trailing, crashed into the judge's windmill, where that was reported, and then it fell and crashed. And people of the town went down there and found wreckage, strange wreckage. They didn't know what it was, and they found occupants, at least one occupant. And they said that although this being was injured, enough of the body was left to where it was agreed upon at the town that, this was not an inhabitant of this world. And they gave it a burial. They buried it in the local cemetery, the Aurora Cemetery. Now, the actual gravesite is lost because the actual stone that was there for decades and decades was stolen. But this pilot was buried in the Aurora Cemetery. Witnesses saw the body, and it was reported on in the local newspaper as just that, a crash. Something came down. The pilot was killed. The pilot was not from this planet. It was given a Christian burial, and it was reported on. Some people try to say the Aurora case was fake. It was a fake newspaper account from the 1890s, but it's interesting. I find the case so interesting, at least, because in the 1970s, UFO researcher Jim Mars, Jim passed away a few years ago, but he was from Texas, and we're getting to these 1970s. He's like, if we're going to find these people, if anybody's still alive from that time, we got to do it now. So in the 1970s, Jim was able to find, I think it was 3 or 4 witnesses who were children at the time. We have their testimony. They talk about it in, I think, 2 of Jim's books. They remember it. They remember the crash. They remember their parents going to look at the crash. They remember their parents talking about the body. 2 of the witnesses remember the body being buried in a local cemetery. That shows to me and a lot of researchers that this was a real event.